Military quash coup plot in Benin Republic amid growing fears of a military incursion into politics across West Africa. The attempted coup targeted the democratic government of President Patrice Talon and was decisively thwarted on Sunday. Mutineers dressed in military uniforms launched an early morning operation to seize power, beginning with an assault on the presidential residence in Cotonou. The attack was repelled, and failing to capture the president, the rebels seized the state-run Office de Radio Division et Télévision du Benin, taking control of the national broadcast signal.
Tinubu, Omolodo Ibu. So, Tinubu deployed fighter jets to Benin Republic to go and counter the military takeover in Benin Republic. But Tinubu cannot deploy fighter jets to those areas where bandits or terrorists are killing innocent people of Nigerians. Tinubu cannot deploy fighter jets, even the ordinary drones, to rescue people, to protect the Nigerians from being kidnapped, from being killed from these terrorist hands. Oh my God, Tinubu. For you that are supporting Tinubu, shame on you. For you that used to defend Tinubu, shame on you. But I think they claim that they don't have the equipment to fight the terrorists, but they have the equipment to send to Benin Republic. Shame on all of you. Shame on you. If you are still defending Tinubu with this level of insecurity in Nigeria, you should be ashamed of yourself. You are as useless as, I don't know what I used to compare you to, but just know that you should be ashamed of yourself. Tinubu. Tinubu. Tinubu.
All right, thank you, Dr. Abati, for those questions. I mean, this is the finest moment for every Nigerian to be proud of themselves, of their country. What Nigeria did in Benin Republic was very good, absolutely what was required of us as a bigger nation. And of course, the legality of that is, what we'll be debating in a few days. So, well, Benin Republic sent 2 letters, what's called note verbal in diplomatic circles. That's an urgent message that needs to be sent for support, one thing or the other. Myself, I've been a beneficiary of note verbal before when I was stranded somewhere at the Sharjah airport in the United Arab Emirates, and the Nigerian government had to help us out at Arise News here. So what was done was actually a very good thing by President Bola Tinubu. But like you said, the law is the law. And President Tinubu has to actually follow what the law says in terms of what we, Nigeria, as a country have agreed upon in terms of domestication of treaties and the actual power that grants the authority to the head of the executive branch of government in Nigeria to go to war with another country or any other is the National Assembly. And in this instance, you know that this is a coup. There could actually be a counter coup in Benin Republic this morning, and the military that may come on board would declare a war against Nigeria for that act that we took. So it's very, very important for us to know that it's a very serious thing that was done. And as simplistic as it looks like, we have to follow the legality of the law, because if not, it could be an impeachable offense against a sitting president, whether it's President Tinubu or any other one. But what was done is something that actually brings joy to us and shows that Nigeria can still exercise its powers as a big brother within the continent, but within the ambit of the law. And in this instance, we've done very well by following the ECOWAS protocols. You see, other countries were called to deploy troops, but how many were eventually deployed? It was Nigeria that did that. But why don't we deploy that sort of weight into tackling the criminals, the bandits, the terrorists that the country, because that's what every Nigerian citizen waking up this morning is asking. If we have this power to tackle these coup plotters and restore legitimacy back to the government in Benin Republic, how come we are not using the same that the entire square meters of the Nigerian Federation is within the control of our armed forces, and we don't have anybody, troubling us in ungoverned spaces? Well, I really salute President Bola Tinubu's courage, because it takes courage for you to do that, and then a whole lot of organization. But ECOWAS needs to really, take a critical look at this and see how Nigeria will benefit from what we have done. Because, Dr. Abati, the major challenge I have with these West African countries, especially the Francophone countries, is that they don't give us our dues. Like you have said now, when it comes to voting Nigeria at the UN or other international organizations, you'll be surprised that Benin Republic will vote against us. They refuse to acknowledge what we did. I mean, President Patrice Talon did not even acknowledge President Tinubu's action, Nigeria's action. They will go and be supporting the French and other global powers, but they will be kicking against Nigerians or Nigeria's candidacies and all of that. So, well, these are the issues at stake. As to the issue of Atiku visiting former President Goodluck Jonathan, yes, I mean, it's related to what happened to former President Goodluck Jonathan in Guinea-Bissau, which is related to what we are saying. A former president was stranded and eventually he was evacuated. Well, Atiku is going there to go and show solidarity, and it's a very good move. But this is coming too late, because Atiku is seeking solidarity everywhere. I mean, Atiku stood as the best person to actually benefit from the PDP-led administration under Jonathan in 2019. If he had supported, President Jonathan very well then, but Atiku was too overambitious that he went and joined forces with the APC, that's Tinubu and Buhari, in 2013, 2014, and eventually they skimmed him out. So Atiku has lost out of that game. Now he's trying to build a new alliance with Jonathan and others, and Jonathan will just be laughing at this moment now what is happening. But it's good that politicians are coming together and trying to build momentum. I will ask former President Goodluck Jonathan to see how he can accommodate him and all of that. But ahead of the 2027 general election, it's going to be a very tight race, but he should understand that, just like we've seen, I mean, it's a signal to people like Wike too. The APC has a policy of cutting politicians, using them to win elections, and then they will dump them. I just hope that's not what will happen in the ADC too. Now, when we come to the issues of the PDP, yeah, the PDP, the calls for a constitution of National Caretaker Committee, very, very excellent submission by the likes of Saraki and all of that. But where's the legality? There's nowhere in the PDP constitution that you can have a national caretaker committee. You only have provision for state caretaker committee, where the National Executive Committee or the National Working Committee can impose a caretaker committee on the states or local government, but not at the national level. So where's going to be the legality? That's a major challenge. As good as it sounds, I think the best thing would be to actually plead with FCT Minister Nyesom Wike to see how he can come together. If he truly loves the PDP, to work to see how we can, solve all of this. And for Tanimu Turaki, SAN too, he's a senior advocate of Nigeria, to see how he can truly reconcile the party. Because the idea of going to, issue expulsion certificate to Nyesom Wike and all of that is totally uncalled for. You need a party to be able to stand on firm ground. Then you now run the party, in such a way that you'll be able to stand as a credible opposition to the APC. But as it stands right now, unfortunately for them, the tenure of Damagun and Samuel Ayenwu has come to an end. What can only save PDP now is a total reconciliation. Not all of this that's happening, because the legality of even the current Turaki-led NWC is in question. Unfortunately, there's no provision for National Caretaker Committee. So PDP is in limbo. Adeleke is right to say he wants to go to accord and all of that. But what of Adeleke himself going? Don't forget that he purchased a form under PDP. Does the INEC guidelines, the electoral act, does it allow you to contest in two political parties? Well, I think they are waiting for him. Because if he does get that ticket, it may be disqualified, actually.
Interesting times in this. So now, so many things to dissect. But thank you so much for your time with us this morning. I believe you've touched on all the three headline topics.
So, guys, in case you were wondering what actually caused the coup, do you know that the sitting president, his term was extended, to another 7 years. This headline here says Benin Parliament extend presidential term to 7 years. This is actually what caused the coup. But now they are going to get those military people, punish them, maybe sentence them to life or even fight them. But they will not ask themselves, what did we do wrong that warranted this coup? It's just like in Nigeria where the National Assembly, the Senate, they do anything they like because Nigerians don't question, and then they don't know that a day is coming. Not every Nigerian is going to continue with, continue a kind of, Nigerians will not be able to accommodate all this trash again. I don't know why leadership is so difficult for African leaders. These are people that come in, they have the entire power is given into their hands. They do as they like, they spend as they like, they borrow as they like. But just give people their constitutional right is still difficult. You don't see good schools, no good roads. You don't see innovation. Nothing is working. If you are stealing, just give people good roads. Just give people good schools. Just give people better life. You are free to steal as much. But in Africa, they will steal and steal and steal and still deny the people of the little they are supposed to get. This was even what led to this military coup, because they will not tell you what happened. They will only tell you that military men, carried out failed coup. Now, this headline here is, this is the cause of the military coup in Benin Republic. African democratic leaders, okay, this person said they are stupid. Anyway, I don't use those terms in my video, but what is trying to say that Africans are the cause of all these people. Many people are now accusing Macron to be the one to have used Tinubu to invade Benin Republic. These are all French, countries that were colonized by France. And now Nigerians believe that France is the one that ordered Tinubu to just go in there without any permission. But the National Assembly will come out now to justify Tinubu's action, saying it is still within the constitution for Tinubu to have done that. Now, this headline, this reaction here say, what is the work of ECOWAS when almost every African leaders are selfish, greedy, corrupt, and even not willing to protect the citizens and their democracies, not ready to give the masses the evidence of the true democracy? Who bewitched African? Why are they so greedy? Why are they always so intoxicated with power? That's just the problem. Who bewitch the African leaders? Once they enter into power, now tomorrow night, you hear Tinubu will say he wants to do third term. This person said there is no much selfishness. There is so much selfishness and the urge to be in control all the times among African leaders. Nobody wants to do the right, even if it impacts negatively on your own. Moreover, politics has been permanently tied to religion and tribe. Just imagine someone would tell me to condemn the coup plot. Then they play. I consider this failed one as a content creation. The real one will happen soon. We have not learned yet. And another person here said, I'll keep saying it. The dividend of democracy is enjoyed by our leaders and their families only, not the masses. Election is the only difference between military rule and democracy in Africa. Is same way of governing. I mean it. Sometimes you even think that the military is better. At least they build infrastructures during the former military regime. But look at what these governors, and now look at the governor of Kebbi State who came out to give his people 10 billion naira to go to Hajj. 10 billion naira, he doesn't have good schools. You see that this Christian school is where some Muslims are going to because of the quality of the education in the state is poor. But he has 10 billion to add to the money for their Hajj, to send their people to Hajj. No good school, no good road, no good water, not poverty, no skills for their people. You can imagine if they use this money to give skills to people, how their lives will be changed. But no, Nigerian leaders and African leaders, it is just about them and religion. That's just what they know. The presidential term was extended from 5 years to 7 years. However, this extension has no bearing on the current president, who is due to step down in April. Very greedy set of people. they will all be deceiving the little children by telling them that they are the leaders of tomorrow. Honestly, yet they know they won't allow the youth to breathe, talk more of leading the country. This person is very stupid. See how they are sacrificing democracy on the altar of greed. Instead of the military always trying to take over and disrupt democracy, they should come together to protect lives and property when citizens protest against injustice, corruption, and bad governance. That's what we truly need from them. I think this makes sense, because this military, at the same time, assuming the people come out to protest now, they will still use the military and the police to injure protesters. That's why people are now scared to protest in Nigeria, because you don't even know what is going to befall you. And this person say, and when this happened, what did the good for nothing EU and ECOWAS say? Another person say, hope you apprehended the evil talon. And another person here said, mad people everywhere. The president secretly lobbied for it. I hope the coup is successful. But terrorist military in Nigeria protects the interests of those politicians and don't care about the escapades. Another person here say, after being on the seat for 9 years plus, most of the people are there for their selfish interests and not because they love us as a citizen. So guys, I don't know what you make of this. These are Nigerians reacting, and people are saying that Tinubu was actually used, to stop this coup. And many people are calling for Tinubu's impeachment, because they believe that Tinubu is not supposed to have intervened in a sovereign nation, taking the Nigerian military might to another country. Is not supposed to have been. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification.